What's up, guys? Thought it was about time I brought another installment of this series to you guys. Now, the entire season has gone by the way, and I have not made any episodes. Just fell behind. The NFL season's underway. Have not had time to edit up these specific episodes. You can, of course, follow every game on Twitch for when I do fall behind in this series on YouTube. That's twitch.tv/thatfranchiseguy. But I wanted to give a recap of the first season in the 32-man TFGO Ultra Realism League. It was a great season. We finished 13-3. As you can see, I'm running through the stats. On the defensive side, some big performances here. Oren Burks, Defensive Rookie of the Year. 11 interceptions. Now, unfortunately, did not get a development boost, did not really get much progression at all, to be honest. Just one skill point at the end of the year. Now, we do have a player review feature amidst our league office, so you can submit 2 players, one offensive, one defense, who did not receive fair compensation from the game, and I will actually go through and give a fair boost to those players. But I am actually going to use that on Jair Alexander because Oren Burks was the player I was actually using. It's not very surprising that I had 11 interceptions. Those boosts are kind of valued based on what you would expect to have, and Jair Alexander had an excellent rookie season. He looks to be the feature corner, shutdown corner that this Green Bay team has really been looking for. 6 interceptions, just accused of 2 catches allowed. Now that stat's a little broken in Madden, but Jair Alexander, big breakout as a rookie. So a good draft as well, because on the offensive side of the ball, we had a huge year from J'Mon Moore, who will be our offensive player review submission. 65 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns as a rookie. The game decided basically you get nothing. So should get a pretty friendly player review. Looks to be our number 2 wide receiver heading forward. As far as our run game was concerned, pretty big split between Ty Montgomery, Aaron Jones. Both had their flashes. Jones really came on late in the year, and he looks to be a big feature as we enter the playoffs here, because our next talking point here is going to be about the injuries as we enter the playoffs. Now, we went 13-3, but we do not have a first-round bye. We are going to play the Seahawks, who we had a tough game against the first time. We did win late in that game. It was like 13-12 or something, really tight game. But the injury situation is going to be interesting because we have our number 1, number 3, and number 4 wide receivers are out in this game. Devontae Adams had an excellent year. He was on pace to win the NFC Wide Receiver of the Year. Still received some good compensation. Went up to superstar development, made the Pro Bowl. And he's just a beast, and we're going to definitely miss him. He's going to miss probably our first 2 playoff games. Maybe he comes back early, but he's going to be a shell of himself if he does with that broken thumb. So we have an interesting situation. We have just picked up Seth Roberts, who was a free agent from Oakland. And in our first game against Seattle, which I will announce right now will be played tonight at 9:30 Central Time, 10:30 Eastern. But this is going to be our wide receiver depth chart. J'Mon Moore, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Seth Roberts, Trevor Davis, and Ty Montgomery. This comes back to what we were talking about with Aaron Jones. We are going to make Ty Montgomery a pretty big focus here. He's going to be subbed in a lot. I obviously can't put him in the depth chart right here, but it's going to be a lot of Aaron Jones and a lot of Ty Montgomery going back and playing his natural position, which is wide receiver. So that is kind of the state of my team. I will run through the awards here, and a reminder, guys, there's a link to our Daddy Leagues page where you can follow all of the stats. There's also a link to the TFGO Twitch Network where you can follow all of the other teams and their development, but I will run through the awards. MVP going to Josh Allen, Hawking Regime, and the Buffalo Bills. Huge boost for him. He's already an 80 overall. He's going to be a monster in this league. And then Coach of the Year is going to go to Adam Gase and the Dolphins. Who had a really surprising year, 15-1, including a win against us. Really nice user performance there by him. Offensive Player of the Year going to Josh Allen. Defensive Player of the Year to CJ Mosley, who broke the interception record, I believe. We'll look at the league stats after this, and then we'll wrap it up. Offensive Rookie, Josh Allen, no surprise. Terrell Edmonds, a great year for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Josh Allen, again, best quarterback. He got a ton of XP after his performance. Alex Collins, the Ravens, having a great year. They go undefeated. Robbie Anderson, the best wide receiver in the AFC, so a bit of a surprise there. Cortland Sutton, really breaking out as a rookie, and up to an 84 overall after his development. Yanda, he's going to win offensive line. Best D lineman going to Joey Bosa, who had to sit because he broke the sack record. We put a cap on that. You got to bench your guys once you get 26 sacks. Kenny Young winning best linebacker. Bit of a surprise there. Micah Hyde getting best D-back. And Justin Tucker, no surprise, best kicker. On the NFC side, offensive player going to Jerick McKinnon. A great year for this 49ers team who kind of backdoor won that division. It looked like it was going to be the Rams, but the 49ers go on a win streak and take that division. Defensive player going to Aaron Donald, who is going to face a 2-game suspension at the start of next season because that user played Donald when he was not allowed to. He had all of the sacks. He had 26.5 sacks and used him. So he's going to face a suspension when the regular season starts. But Jared Goff is also suspended for violating our yards per completion rule. He's going to miss the first 2 games of the playoffs. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Some really good rookies in the NFC side because Jamon Moore, as we saw, had a really good year, but he's 5th. So DJ Moore, Kyle Lauletta, Rashad Penny, and Saquon Barkley. A lot of exciting rookies on the NFC side. Defensive Rookie, our guy, Oren Burks, Jair Alexander finishing 6th on the list. But Fred Warner, Roquan, a lot of good linebackers in the NFC. Best quarterback does go to Jared Goff, who is suspended. We finish 4th. Best running back to Todd Gurley, despite Jerick McKinnon winning best offensive player. Probably had a lot to do with the receiving yards there. And then, unfortunately, Devontae Adams misses the last 10 quarters of football. Would have, probably won this award. I think he still led the NFL in receiving yards despite only playing, 13 games or 14 games. So maybe next year we can get that, but a great year for Brandon Cooks. Best offensive line, Jason Kelsey. D-line going to Aaron Donald. Best linebacker, Burks finishing 3rd there, but Deion Buchanan, Bobby Wagner. Eddie Jackson, a great year for the Bears. I would expect that he will use Jackson as his player review. Should get a nice boost there, winning best D-back at a 76 overall. So those are the awards. Let's take a look at the stats, and then we'll be on our way. Again, just a reminder, don't miss the game tonight. First playoff game, it will be on Twitch at 9:30 Central, whether you're going to bed, whether you're looking for something to watch later at night. Expect to see all of you guys there. But Dak Prescott is going to lead the league in passing yardage. We'll just look at the leader in a lot of these categories. So touchdowns, the leader is going to be Josh Allen. Really good year there. 38 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. Completion percentage off the charts for a guy who in college we thought was going to be really inaccurate. 135 quarterback rating, just slaying it. Hawking doing really well, more of a passing team this year. He ran the ball a lot with the Seahawks, but now kind of getting that going through the air. For rushing, Todd Gurley going to lead in attempts, and then for yards, huge year for Alex Collins. And they're blowing a lot of teams out, so he had a lot of attempts late in games, but overall just really impressive year for him. Rushing touchdowns. Now this was kind of weird for us to come in 4th here because it seemed like every single game we were getting tackled at like the 1 or 2 yard line. Rodgers only threw 21 touchdowns despite leading the league in passing yards until the last week of the season. Just kind of a fluky year. I don't know if Jones is going to repeat that in the future, but we'll see. A good year for him. Receiving, again, Devontae Adams in just 13 and a half games. He leads the league in receiving yards, 21.5 per catch. Really good after the catch as well. Just 7 touchdowns for him. But then we got Julio Jones, Marcus Goodwin, Travis Kelce up there. Brandon Cooks wins best wide receiver in the NFC, even though I disagree with that. Flipping over to the defensive side, the league leader in solo tackles, Lavonte David. Really impressive season. Now I want to talk about how kind of ridiculous the development trait thing is. So many players had really good years and lost development. Now we've already fixed this. We already put him back to star. But like Earl Thomas had 7 interceptions and he went from star to quick or superstar to star or whatever. Just what the hell is going on with the development traits? It's completely broken. Like, on my own team, we had, like, Kenny Clark had 8.5 sacks as a nose tackle, and he went from star to quick. It's just stupid. I don't get what they're thinking there. The interception leaders, I don't think this is actually showing everyone, because I thought CJ Mosley had... Okay, maybe not. It was Kenny Young that had the interception record, not CJ Mosley. So good for him. A lot of users in this league throwing a lot of interceptions. We got to get those down. There's the sack numbers. So we had 3 guys just going off, and it was the 3 guys you would expect. Mack, Bosa, Donald, Von Miller up there. Frank Clark. He just kills it in this game. I don't know what it is. In the other franchise I'm in, he's got like 22 sacks in week 12. And then the tackle leaders, 124 there for Zach Brown, tackle machine. And then who scored the most defensive touchdowns this year? Looks like Tavon Young, Morgan Burnett, Deion Buchanan. So that is going to wrap up the little wrap-up of the first season for TFGO. So you guys can catch the playoff game tonight. Follow the league on Twitter at TFGO League. You can follow my Packers on Twitter at TFGO Packers. I'm going to try and make as much of this content on YouTube for this league as I can, but busy times, takes time to edit this stuff up. I can't always get to it, so hit that like button if you enjoyed, guys. We'll see you on Twitch later tonight. Peace out.